So I was just going to start with some acknowledgements and then give some notes on the text because it is, like Aaron says, it's not a straightforward text, and it was conceptually conceived. And then I'll do the reading. So I just wanted to say thank you so much to Aaron and Broken Sleep Books for publishing Waste Extractions. And it really was so exciting to receive the acceptance email this time last year. And you have been like so well oiled and smooth to work with. So that's been a delight. One of the delights was having Kat Conway as the editor. That was great, lovely process. I want to say thanks to Susan Finlay, Susie Campbell, Nicholas Royal, and Joanna Walsh for their amazing blurbs, which they all turn around at super speed. And to Aoife Casby for further very speedy editorial decisions, help on advice. And thanks to Vic Shirley for advice around the business of putting a book out into the world, including that I should treat myself to a glass of Prosecco for the event. I hadn't even thought to do that. Thanks, Vic. Cheers. To my friend Purdy for feeding me and listening to me read and helping me select tonight's extract. And thanks so much to all my lovely friends and my lovely son Peps, who I can see you guys have come along tonight. And it's lovely to be, I'm really happy to go first because then I get to relax and listen to all you guys do your pieces. So just some notes on the text. So this is a fiction pamphlet in 5 parts, and it is a standalone book, but it has been developed as part of this longer project that I'm working on, which is going to be the novel about waste. But so in Waste Extractions, I'm working largely with the concept of recycling, and within which I've worked through and with other cultural artifacts that attend to notions of capitalism, waste, repetition, and recycling. So, for instance, in the last piece, Emotional Payload, I worked through a John Cage performance of Empty Words that he did in Italy, and that in itself is a working through the journals of Henry David Thoreau. The stories in Rashomon Recycled, the 4th section of the pamphlet, were made by extracting component items of a story titled Rashomon by Aku Tagawa, and I picked out colours, clothing, objects, insects, weather, animals, food, verbs, abstract nouns, and then I used those lists to make 9 new pieces. So that's what those stories are in that section. And for the song titles, I took titles from an album called Schlagenheim by Black Midi, and thank you to Pepe for introducing me to that brilliant band. And that's the music I was listening to at the time of writing. So for today's reading, with the help of Purdy, I've chosen to read the 3rd piece in the pamphlet, and it's called Blow Up TV Fridge Chicken. This piece is a transcription of the blow-up scene in Michelangelo Antonioni's countercultural 1960s film, Zabriskie Point. Such a great film. I just recently looked for a review. There's a review in The Guardian by Peter Bradshaw, and he describes this particular scene as a slow-mo detonation of the vanities. So it's a very visual piece that I'm going to be reading, and so I hope you enjoy. And I'm reading it off the screen now, which I hope should be okay. Blow up, TV, fridge, chicken. Middle right of frame, a square of white with a diagonal framework. Bottom, quarter in from left, the top of a red item. Midway, bottom of frame, a white shape with red protuberance. Further along to the right, beneath the kite-shaped item, cloud-like explosions, grey tipped with white. Cut to, quarter in, left, bottom of frame, an exploding item manifests cloud-like. Its red protuberance ascends the frame at midpoint, bottom, and expands widthways. Right side of frame, cloud-like explosions, grey, tipped with white, expand widthways into a sectional shape. Left side, fuzzy white. Middle section, grey, flecked and wispy. Right side, a creamy triangle shape, which folds inwards on making contact with the kite shape above. Cut to, quarter in, left, bottom of frame, the red protuberance tip, now a cone of grey and white smoke, out of which expands a wave of petrol grey crested with pale blue. Right of this and above, sticks, bones, and knives concertina upwards. The white shape with red protuberance, haloed now with white cloudy powder, midpoint in the frame, is level with the grey cone to its left. To the right, the kite shape sprouts an underhang of chicken feet. Behind this, a black bunny shadow. The red protuberance dissolves into a red powder puff, like the glorious red mist I imagine drifts into the atmosphere as Katharina Gross transforms Fort Tilden's decaying aquatics building in the Rockaways into a colourful work of art. The red protuberance is now a heart, above which a wig of white, above which sticks, rulers, and a rack of some sort. Mid-frame, a quarter in from the left, a UFO, silver blue. Far right, mid-frame, the kite collides with the red anemone, which sits atop brown shoulders, beneath which, yellow chicken feet. Cut to all the reds. The red protuberance left of frame is now one point of an otherwise white trapezoid. The red heart becomes a flop of innards, stuck barnacle-like to an orange hunk of something. Midpoint bottom of the frame, a red stripe within a white rectangle. Sticks, squares, rectangles. The kite becomes a layer beneath which items explode downwards. Right bottom of the frame, a white chair. Far left bottom, a puff of red. A third of the way in from the left, at the top of the frame, the kite has a tail of red, beneath which a boulder of papier-mâché. Far right top, a curl of grey, a ram's antler. From below, cloudy white smoke explodes upwards into a blue sky, tinged with grey. A third of the way in from the right, the kite shape reveals itself as a parasol, attached to the skeleton of a white tubular garden table. A red ellipsis merges into the cream parasol above the circular frame of the tabletop. Cut to two covered rails of clothes, assembled against the sky. The clothes implode, twisting as if on a centralised line of string. Fire cloud behind, white smoke clouds and charred discs float up and out into the blue sky. Zoom in to the coloured rags as the rails collapse into the centre, coverings flinging up. Certain items, green, red, orange, now float upwards, like astronauts untethered. Cut to view from above as heat sucks the clothing items upwards. Reds, mauves, orange, white, yellow, blue against a petrol grey smoky sky. Small, shiny, black-white flakes proliferate. Cut to still life of a cathode ray TV. To its left, a comfortable upholstered chair. On top of the TV, a vase of yellow flowers pleasingly positioned towards the right edge, away from the chair. The anchorman's head and shoulders, short dark hair parted to the right, black rimmed glasses, white shirt, black jacket, black narrow tie, sits central on the screen. The fingers of his left hand, centre bottom, point out towards the viewer. The TV, which sits on a TV stand with chrome framework and teak veneer shelves, explodes in a rush of grey smoke. Its wooden sides fold up right and left to hold a fireball, which is overtaken rapidly by grey clouds of smoke filled with crystalline shards. Grey, white and black, bubbles of white. A black speaker flies out to the right, hangs briefly mid-frame, and rotates out of frame to the right. Cut to a smoke-filled frame. To the left, a brown-black bodily mass with yellow-beaked head and two silver claws projecting down. Nests of black wiring and pieces of shiny metal tumble and turn. Spidery masses of black, silver threads. Cut to still life of a tall fridge, its door open to reveal cartons, bottles and jars. It explodes as if from the bottom up. Flames rage left of frame as the fridge tips backwards. Cut to colourful shapes fluttering against a blue sky like tossed confetti. Right bottom of frame, a fish. As it rises, its slit inner opens like a gash. Beneath, a courgette. Entering right, a pink lobster. Far left, an egg. Cut to white shapes and clouds explode outward. Mid-left bottom, a packet of Special K ascends. Mid-screen, a circle of black. All items rise. Third of the way in, bottom right, a joint of meat ascends as the black disc disappears into the top of the frame. Below Special K, a carrot. A headless chicken enters the frame, bottom right. It rotates until bottom up and drifts out of frame to the far right. In the background, a mobile of red onion, orange, white onion, peach, red pepper. Cut to a frieze of garments against a blue sky. Red, white, pink, red and white stripes, black, green. A pair of blue jeans far right. Cut to metal pieces floating down. Cut to books, pages, flecks of white. Cut to Neckties close up, left of frame, brown patterned, colourful, striped, paisley green. Cut to a wonder loaf, upside down, top left of frame, an apple beneath. Mid, bottom of frame, blurred, a bottle. Red blobs left, bottom, central and right, white flecks. The loaf, large, exits, frame left. Cut to a newspaper floating in top right. Cut to the garden table and parasol, white cloud of smoke left of frame and central, black smoke beneath the table, an item entering the frame third of way in from left, top of frame, looks like an upside down doll. Cut to a blue sky, and items rising up from right side bottom of frame, a rising up, books and papers. The screen fills with books as they spill and turn, vulnerable innards revealed. Cut to rows of books suspended on a framework. The entire library articulates outwards. Books open out like blooming roses as they fly towards the screen. Thank you.